Rockland BOCES nurses would like to welcome you to the week 3 of our Mindfulness Challenge. This week we'll be talking about mindful listening. Of all our communication skills, listening is one of the most important, and it is often the most neglected. Listening is at the center of good communication. And when we communicate effectively, we can have better relationships with family, friends, neighbors, and even strangers. So this week, let's talk about it, mindful listening. Let's get started. Communication is about connecting with another person. It is sharing our ideas, thoughts, feelings, experiences, and stories with others. We do this not just with our words, but with our facial expressions, body language, attitude, tone of voice, and gestures. But in order to communicate effectively, we must be good listeners. Have you ever tried to talk with another person who wasn't listening to you? Or have you been in the middle of a conversation and realized that you have no idea what the other person is saying to you? Most of us have difficulty focusing and sustaining our attention. The average adult can sustain attention for about 22 seconds, but studies show it actually takes at least 45 seconds for someone to get their message across and to actually feel heard. So learning to pay attention on purpose, without judgment, to someone who is speaking to us usually does not come naturally and takes a lot of practice. So how do we listen mindfully? Mindful Magazine recommends starting out with a clear intention to be a better listener. This way you can check in with yourself, so you can catch yourself when you start getting lost in your own thoughts while someone else is talking. And you can come back to the situation and to the conversation. So here is an acronym that can help you. Once you realize you are getting lost in your own thoughts while someone is talking to you, your first step is to halt. Halt when you notice that your mind has drifted and you are no longer listening. Then enjoy a breath and smile because you've noticed that your mind has drifted, and that's key. Because now you have brought your awareness in, and you can redirect yourself back to genuine listening. The next step is to ask. Ask yourself if you really know what they are trying to communicate with you. And if you don't, it's okay to ask questions. Don't make assumptions. Bring openness and curiosity to your interactions. You might be surprised at what you discover. The last step is to reflect. Reflect back to them what you heard. This tells them that you were truly listening. So it's time to give it a try. We are going to do a practice of mindfulness of sound. So just close your eyes and sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor and your spine upright. Relax your whole body, keeping your eyes closed throughout the whole visualization, and bring your awareness inward. Without straining or concentrating, just relax and gently follow the instructions. And we'll start by taking a few deep breaths, just giving yourself permission to be right here, right now. Just allow your attention to settle in on your breath, noticing each breath and sensing how the chest rises on inhale and falls away on exhale. So I'm just going to ring a bell, And I want you to listen from the very beginning of the sound of the bell until you can't hear it anymore. And just continue observing your breath, using your breath as an anchor to the present moment. And each time your mind wanders away from your breath, just simply notice it. Don't add any judgment. Just bring kind attention back to your breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. Observing the rhythm, observing the quality of each breath, just as it is. There's no need to control your breath or manipulate it in any way. Simply allowing the breath to breathe in its own natural rhythm. And now, as best as you can, change the anchor of your practice from the breath to notice the sounds all around you. See if you can notice the sounds available to you in this moment. Noticing that sounds are not in the past or in the future, but are right here and right now. What do you hear in this moment? There's no need to identify the sound or try to figure it out in any way. Just notice quality of the sound, observing the sounds in each moment. Noticing where your mind is right now. Has it bounced into the future, into planning what is yet to come, or maybe rehashing the past, maybe focusing on pain? Just noticing where your attention goes in those silent moments, and gently, with kindness, bring your attention back to the sounds that are all around you right now. There's no need to reach out and search for sounds. Just fall into receptivity. You can imagine placing the attention right at the opening of your ears and letting the sounds come to you. Each time the mind wanders away, kindly bringing back the attention to the sounds in this very moment. Perhaps you might notice an automatic sense of liking some sounds more than others. Gentle sounds in the room or outside the room may seem more pleasant than the sounds of horns, alarms, or even people. Just notice this. Everything is actually the sound of the moment. It's only a wave of sound. First, there is only the sound itself, and then the liking or disliking of it comes. We, as the hearing ones, add interpretation and judgment. See if you can let it be, just as it is. You may notice some sounds are quite close to you. You may notice the sounds of your own breathing. You may even notice sounds inside your body. Other sounds are off in the distance and may be very far away. Using sound as an anchor to this moment of your life, right here, right now. What are the sounds of this moment? And now, shifting again, moving the attention away from sounds and back to the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Just resting as we observe the breath. And I'm going to ring the bell once more. Just listen to the sound. And when you haven't heard the sound anymore, you can open your eyes. So how was that for you? If you're like most people, being distracted in conversations happens quite frequently. But practicing mindful listening can be a crucial part of meaningful conversation. So your mindfulness challenge for this week is to just be more mindful of the world around you and all the sounds in your everyday life. This may sound simple, but you do have to remember to concentrate while you are listening so that your mind does not wander off to other topics or subjects. Several times a day, just allow any sound that you hear and listen and allow that sound to anchor into that present moment. Remember to not pass any judgment during that time or try not to analyze the things that you are hearing. Simply accept what you hear and allow yourself to experience it. And the second challenge for this week is to mindfully listen to music. Put on your favorite song and just really sit and allow yourself to completely and fully enjoy it. You can explore with putting on happy songs or songs that remind you of a certain time and place, or listening to different genres of musical. You can put on classical music or jazz or any genre that you don't normally listen to, and just really let yourself enjoy the sound of the music. So thank you for joining, and we wish you good luck on your week ahead. We'll see you next week.